Welcome to Smart Remarks, the show that shoots you in the face with reason.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
So this probably goes without saying, but I don't like Dick Cheney. In fact, I think Dick Cheney's probably the most dangerous politician I've ever seen. More dangerous than Sarah Palin because unlike Palin, Cheney has a brain and he uses it for nefarious purposes.
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
And so here was Lord Vader himself earlier in the week in an interview with the Politico criticizing President Obama's decision to send 30,000 more troops to Afghanistan because Obama set a tentative withdrawal date beginning in 2011, which Cheney said gives, quote, aid and comfort to the enemy. Nice. Of course, the most interesting part of the interview was when Politico asked Cheney if he thought that the Bush administration bore any responsibility for the deteriorating situation in Afghanistan. Cheney said, I basically don't. Because see, why would a conservative ever take responsibility for anything? But what really fascinated me in the interview was when Cheney said that Obama, quote, doesn't believe in American exceptionalism, the idea that the United States is a special nation, we are the greatest, freest nation mankind has ever known. Think about that for a minute. We are the best ever! That attitude has long been part of conservatism and really Americanism in general. But consider if you had a family member or a coworker who was always going out of his way to tell you how wonderful he is. He's the best ever! Would you say, yes, yes, you are so wonderful, please, may I bask in your glow? Or would you think it a little bit obnoxious? And if so, maybe we can understand why the rest of the globe began to think during the Bush-Cheney years that America was more than a little bit obnoxious. But if you view the Bush-Cheney legacy through this prism, everything makes perfect sense. We had a right to go into Iraq and Afghanistan as the best ever. Other countries have to listen to us because we are better than they are. And indeed, as the best ever, we epitomize all that is good and virtuous and just in the world. God himself favors us until the next exceptional nation comes along. Look, I agree America is an exceptional place, but we are so because we strive to be so, not because we assert that we already walk on water. Cheney's exceptionalism leads to all sorts of bad outcomes, from jingoism, reckless nationalism, Iraq, quagmire, and Afghanistan. I disagree with Obama's decision to send more troops to Afghanistan, but in general, Obama's stance on international affairs has been far more humble than his predecessor. Cheney sees that as a sign of weakness, or maybe it's just a sign of wisdom. Cheney wouldn't know that if he fell over it.
You know, I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. Now, evidently, my cycloptic colleague informs me that that can't be done. Can you remind me what I pay you people for? Honestly, throw me a bone here. What